So what's a trust fund baby? Think it's all about luxury cars and endless parties? Think again. Today we're diving deep into the lives of those born into wealth to see how they navigate their fortunes, their challenges, and their triumphs. We're calling this Trust Fund Babies Beyond the Silver Spoon. Hi, this is the business guy, the CEO of Asset Protection Planners, and my team and I have set up about 10,000 trusts in the 33 years I've been in the asset protection business. And with over $4.6 trillion tied up in trusts in the US alone, the influence of these funds stretches far and wide, from Silicon Valley startups to nonprofit foundations changing the world. Trust funds play a crucial role, so let's uncover how. So let's break it down. What is a trust and what is a fund? A trust is a legal document we draft where a grantor establishes a document that gives asset management responsibilities to a trustee, which can be an organization such as First American Trust Company, who then manages these assets for one or more beneficiaries. It's not just about money, it can include stock, real estate, and even art collections. A fund, on the other hand, is simply the bank account and other assets we just mentioned that are within the trust. Now, the concept of trusts isn't new. Historically, they've been used to manage wealth across generations, ensuring that it's preserved and used according to the founder's wishes. Legally, it's a fascinating area involving strict regulations and careful management. Now, research shows that trust funds aren't as common as you might think. Only about 3% of American households have one. And contrary to popular belief, trust funds aren't always about obscene wealth. They can be a valuable tool for families across the income spectrum. Let me share a story from my company. Let's call them John and Sarah, a middle-class couple, are worried about the rising cost of college for the young daughter, Emily. So they decide to set up a modest trust, contributing a small amount each month. This isn't about giving Emily a free ride. It's about giving her a head start and easing the financial burden of higher education. Here's another scenario. David, a successful entrepreneur, wants to leave a legacy for his children. He establishes a trust that provides for their basic needs, but also requires them to graduate from college and gain work experience before receiving the whole inheritance. This approach encourages responsibility and teaches the value of hard work. Okay, now back to the trust fund baby label. Yes, there are those who inherit significant wealth and may choose a life of leisure. But here's the thing. Many trust funds are designed to be released gradually, often tied to milestones like education or reaching a certain age. This encourages responsibility and fosters a work ethic. Meet trust fund baby Julia, a tech entrepreneur who used her trust fund to fund a groundbreaking health tech company. And then there's Marcus, who's directing his funds into renewable energy projects. Now, each story breaks down stereotypes and shows a commitment to responsible wealth management. These trusts were likely designed to reward education and entrepreneurship. On the other hand, there's Danny, who is the stereotypical example of a trust fund baby that we think about. Think of the blue-collar worker who asked Senator Ted Kennedy, "Mr. Kennedy, I've heard you never worked a day in your life, and I'll tell you, you haven't missed a darn thing." Now, Danny graduated high school and gets $30,000 a month for life, indexed for inflation. Danny travels, plays video games, and doesn't work. In a word, lazy. This is an example of a very poorly worded trust that simply gives money because the beneficiary is a member of the Lucky Sperm Club. And that is why when we set up trusts, we encourage clients to have the trust distributions tied to certain milestones. You graduate college, you get this amount. You get a doctorate degree, you get that amount. And then we will match your monthly income up to a certain dollar amount, and so on. The wording of this type of trust rewards achievement instead of encouraging a lifetime of sitting on their big fat butts. Okay, now let's talk about different types of trusts that can hold trust funds. All right, time to get a bit technical. There are many different types of trusts that one can use for a trust fund baby, each serving a specific purpose. Let's explore some common ones. The revocable living trust allows you to control assets during your lifetime, but transfers ownership to your beneficiaries upon your passing. This type of trust can also be designated to give certain amounts at certain ages or make distributions for a lifetime. There's the irrevocable trust. Assets are permanently removed from your estate for tax purposes and distributed according to the trust terms. And there's the educational trust, specifically designed to cover education expenses for beneficiaries. And finally, my favorite, the asset protection trusts. These are powerful tools designed to withstand legal attacks. Now, the strongest asset protection trusts are in jurisdictions such as the Cook islands where we've set up more trusts than any firm in the world. Nevis down in the Caribbean and Belize in Central America are other popular asset protection trust locations. So this is just a taste, and in other videos on our channel, we delve deeper into each type and their specific advantages. Now, trust funds are not just personal bank accounts. They can also be powerful tools for societal impact. In fact, study shows that a significant portion of private funding in education and health initiatives comes from personal trusts. So trusts go beyond just financial benefits for their beneficiaries. In fact, they can offer peace of mind. In fact, imagine knowing your loved ones will be financially secure even if something unexpected happens to you. Trusts can also help avoid probate, a lengthy and sometimes expensive legal process after somebody passes away. Now, despite the advantages, being a trust fund baby comes with unique challenges. There's often a struggle with public perception, personal identity, and the pressure to succeed. Plus, managing these funds responsibly require a constant learning and adaptation. So the next time you hear trust fund baby, remember there's a whole story behind it. Trusts are powerful tools for families of all backgrounds. And as we've seen, the life of a trust fund baby is often multifaceted and often misunderstood. It's about stewardship of resources, making impactful decisions, and sometimes carrying the weight of legacy. So thanks for joining us into the world of trust fund babies. And for more insights into the complexities of wealth, subscribe, follow, and hit that notification bell. And you can visit assetprotectionplanners.com for more free info. This is The Business Guy.